All right, y'all. I got another video for y'all. And this one is Yusuke versus Ichigo. It's been said on the internet, right? So guess what? I decided I was going to do the video too. Coming at you late. But Yusuke versus Ichigo. But you know how I am. I like to let you know what forms we're using. So Yusuke is end of series form, full Mazaku, you know, tattoos at his disposal, demon and spirit energy. Um, and then for Ichigo, we have him during the Soul Society arc. I think that one was, you know, more equally matched to Yusuke, out of the other, versions, of Ichigo. That one's like, about the same strength as Ichigo. Or, Yusuke, at the end of the series. Because we know Ichigo is a powerful anime character, right? We know he's like, damn near universal, right? Almost. But let's jump right into this one. Scenario 1, they're fighting in Yu Yu Hakusho in the demon world. And then in scenario 2, they're fighting at Sogyaku Hill in Bleach. Let's jump right into it. All right. So scenario 1, physical strength, I'm giving that to Yusuke. Yusuke isn't weak in his Mazaku blood form. He's strong. Like when he's hitting Ichigo, he's actually knocking him, around and shit. Almost as if he's like, almost like how Grimmjow was fighting Ichigo. But it's Yusuke, so we know he's like, you know, actually making Ichigo, feel some like, pain when he gets hit. But speed, I do think Ichigo's still faster than, Yusuke. I do give speed to Ichigo. Durability wise, I'm going Yusuke on the durability. They're not, I wouldn't say they're both tanks, but I just think Yusuke's, tougher than Ichigo. That Ichigo. Endurance, I give it to Ichigo. Slightly, right? Slightly. I believe his fights were a little bit longer than Urameshi's. And Yusuke's had some long fights against like Sensui, but he died at like and then he like came back. It was kind of like that. And Ichigo had those too, but we're using this version of Ichigo, and I just think he has better endurance. And it's slightly, man. It's not by a lot. Intelligence wise, I give it to Ichigo. Experience wise, though, I give it to Yusuke. Close skills go to Yusuke for sure. He's Mr. Boxer, right? Recoup or range skills actually go to Ichigo. Getsuga Tencho's like just like using that shit like crazy, especially when White takes over, because White will have to take over during this fight. So Recoup goes to Ichigo as well. Hacks go to Ichigo. He has the Hollow and Bankai, right? Yusuke has Mazaku blood, demon energy, which does give him a boost, greatly, but it's not, it's a more even fight now, but Ichigo just has the better hacks. And that demon in him is more like wild. So the environment goes to Yusuke, since in scenario 1 we're fighting in Demon World. However, I give this fight to Ichigo. High to extreme difficulty. Actually, it's extreme difficulty here. In scenario 1, it's extreme difficulty. Now in scenario 2, we got Ichigo or it's Yusuke with the strength still, you know, because we're fighting at Sogeku Hill in Soul Society in the second scenario. Yusuke's strength is still slightly stronger than Ichigo. Slightly. Speed goes to Ichigo. Durability goes to Yusuke. Endurance goes to Ichigo as well. Intelligence goes to Ichigo. Ichigo's smart. Yusuke ain't dumb. Both of them ain't like super, super. I wouldn't say they're like the most intelligent anime characters in the world, but I think Ichigo's slightly smarter. But Yusuke has experience, right? Close skills go to Yusuke. He's always boxing with his hands, and he comes in close to attack, except when he uses a spirit gun and spirit shotgun. We got range skills going to Ichigo. I believe the Getsuga Tencho is actually a more powerful attack than the spirit gun, even in the earlier stages. Or at least they could clash, a lot. But once White takes over Ichigo's mind, because this is Soul Society Ichigo, remember? That's the conditions I put on this fight. So once that, takes over, White's spamming those Getsugas, and he's like pulling up behind Yusuke and just fucking his ass up, for to end the fight. Riku goes to Ichigo, hacks go to Ichigo, and then obviously the environment goes to Ichigo because it's at Sogeku Hill and Soul Society. With that all being said, this one's high to extreme difficulty. The first scenario was extreme diff. Second scenario, high to extreme difficulty. But be cool, in the corner, y'all, and tell me what you think about this in the comments below. Is it what you thought it was gonna be, or is it different? Let me know.